Hi everybody, it's Greg here. Just thought I would do a quick video because of something that's come up in my work quite a bit recently. Figured I would share some thoughts about it because if several people are going through it, then there's potential that a lot of others are as well that are out there. And it's the idea of making decisions. So people often get stuck thinking about trying to make the best decision that they possibly can, making the right decision. And what I find is people often come into the conversation thinking about a few different ways to go, a few different choices they could make, and having worked really hard to try and do that. I think the sense I get from people is they want to make the right decision, and they want to make that right decision for the benefit of not only themselves, but their families, their colleagues, the people around them that matter. They realize their choices, their decisions have an impact on a lot of people. Um, yeah, and so I just really wanted to spend some time talking about how we handle that in a solution focused way, and how we kind of talk about that, have a solution focused conversation when people are looking at making different decisions and everything else, and give you a bit of an example. So, one of the questions we ask, which people often really have to think about because it's something you haven't thought about before, but it's more about imagine you've already made your decisions and they were the right ones for you, whatever those decisions were. And for the sake of discussion, we assume that they're already made and you're already in that place of knowing you've made the right decisions for you and those around you, those that you're concerned about and caring about. And and we say, what do you notice about yourself that tells you you're there, that you've made that right decision? What's different? What are you noticing about yourself? We ask, who else is there? Who's around you? And what do you think those people are noticing about you that would tell them you've made the right decision? Something else to think about is, what would you be noticing about those people that are there? Knowing that you've made that right decision, what might you be noticing about them? Something else is then asking, what difference does that make to you and to them, to know that you've made those choices, the right decisions for you, and that they're seeing all of those things from you and from each other? What difference would that have on you? So those are some of the questions. Give you a bit of an example in terms of how a conversation went. I spoke with someone and they weren't happy about the job they were in. Won't go into the details, but essentially they weren't sure about, do I quit my job? Do I do something different? Like, how do I make this work? So we went through some of those questions, and this person I was speaking to, they spoke differently about themselves. They spoke about how they wanted to be happier. If they made the right decision for them, then they would be happier. And we spoke about, for them, what happiness looks like. If they were happier, what would they notice about themselves? What would others notice about them that are around them, that are in their life? And as time has gone on, this person has kind of moved on a bit from having that thought of, do I stay or do I quit? And if I quit, how am I going to find another job? Am I going to find another job? Worrying about all these things, to actually making some changes and being okay with the job that they're in, and trying to be happier within that job as well as outside of that job. So while they didn't have to then instantly come up with the answers in terms of what do I do next, by asking those questions, they came up with their own ideas about how they would know and could start taking steps towards that. So that's, yeah, pretty much all I have to say about that. I've got the questions in a bit of in a Word document form, so I'll put those on my website. So if you're watching this on my YouTube channel or the website, by all means, if you want the Word document version of it, or the kind of to see it on the screen, go to the website, gregoverbeck.co.uk, and yeah, please do share it with people if you feel that it could be of use to them. And I will hopefully be doing more of these as time goes on. So all the best. Thanks.